ready to get into game. Got that 10th and final player going. It's Mirage, followed by Nuke, and this is Volted's pick here as well. You can see Mirage really going to be on the dynamic duo here of Learsy and Jason, I think. Those are the big heavy fraggers, but obviously you look to everyone. A bit of the Halls popper, and Slight is going to dispatch with Irish early on, and it is a retake setup here for the CTs.
It's a nice reaction there from Jason, though, finding that trade quickly. Slight looking to deliver another here. Tough angles to hold. What a peek, though. Jason continues to have success. The double swing coming through from Woo as well. Even Jules all on his lonesome, running in from apartments, making no secret about this one. Learsy's just jump spotted this, and it's going to be a tricky recovery back into this. You can barely spot Learsy's head, but even still can't find it. They chase him down here. Eventually, Jules is able to find a nice shot, but Woo all the while was available for the trade.
Nicely done. There's what Team Volted were looking for, and you know, the setup for Strife was a little bit, I mean, maybe not questionable. You know, fair enough playing the retake setup, but probably a little bit early on the commitment there for the retake. You really took the 1v1 rather than waiting for the rest of the team to come in and actually find some success. So it's going to give Team Volted the advantage. So it's a force buy here for Strife. And something we didn't see a lot of yesterday, Cole. We saw lots of saving after the first round. This time, not so much. Saturn, been waiting, has the help of Brett, who's running and shooting. He's going to go down to Brett. Saturn's still on the site, but trying to get fancy with it. Learsy spots him out and dispatches with a very quickly flight. This nice shot towards Momo on the scout. To keep things a little bit more even, but the problem is that Irish is pushed so far up here.
Yeah, it looks like they're not too interested in committing to this retake, especially with that smoke pretty much locking them out of this bomb site. So they're going to walk away with their deagles and their scout that they have currently in their hand, but still, that B-rush was so very effective at just grabbing some early ground, and they're utilizing some of their firepower to full effect. Obviously, it's a little bit easier once you got up against the pistols. Still, finding those two entries on the site, no easy task at all. You saw that Saturn throwing that lurk smoke down, trying to buy some time here, allow for rotates, help in Brett, but still able to crack right through that, no questions asked. And Team Volted, rather. They're checking all the boxes to try and pull off their map victory.
Absolutely. And, you know, Strife sort of playing a little bit into that. You know, that's kind of what I talk about whenever we see the force buy there in the second round. It really does just give opportunities for Team Volted to really come away with a fantastic start. I love that smoke. As long as it dropped, I think it did.
I feel like it's been blocked, though, from Joel's, judging by what that looked like. No, it just landed on the roof.
It missed, yeah. That's unfortunate. It was a really good attempt. I love when that smoke is hit, but it's a hard one.
Well, it is here. That's a nice headshot on the scout there from Slight, and more damage delivered. This is actually a man advantage at the moment here for the CT side. It's quickly dwindling with the firepower advantage that comes through from Team Volted. It's good damage being done on this. Go. Anything else they can find? Not quite. Woo. Through the smoke, able to deliver continuously, and Slight trying to find some kills on his way out here. That's a green nade. They're all chasing as well. Not trying to give him any chances. No scopes are hit. Irish, gotta be careful. What is that from Slight? Goes for another. Almost finds Irish as well. Becomes a bit expensive, but Team Volted still, they close out that 0-3 start.
But they keep most of the rifles. I think there was only one rifle that was actually lost there. Though, interesting enough, Learsy has bought up another MAC-10 into this gun round. That is an interesting one. And what I mean, by the way, on how difficult that smoke can be, we're seeing, I think, Learsy going to go for it one more time. Man, I remember spending hours in the server trying for it. That is not going to take hours to perfect. It's just a classical boost there by Woo over the top, and dispatches with Joel's on the cross. Nicely done here. Team Volted manufacturing themselves an early advantage, and they're looking for more. Stamina has to do everything, but he can find nothing whatsoever. The flashbang too good for Woo Momo as well. Able to find another successful shot on target. At least Slight all alone here. He's gonna get tagged at the very least.
Oh my god. some of these shots just not connecting here for Strife at the moment. And man, they sure are connecting for Team Volted. Right now, they are lights out. Woo on the yacht. Some of the entries, the way they're setting up these rounds, all of the flashes that they threw at Stamina's face so that he was never able to get activated in that close range position. Very, very strong coming through here from Team Volted early on, looking like a force to be reckoned with at the moment.
Yeah, they certainly finding success, with their warm-up, hitting those shots like you said, but it's been the utility that's been the conversation, obviously. Here's Brett. He's got on the board now. It was 0-4 just before, and a nice way to find it. 10, but as I say that, I thought surely Jason had that frag, but I am corrected. Jason falling. Now, Learcy is here for the double flank. The problem is, bomb is actually right outside. Now, Brett isn't going to be fully aware of that, but he is holding this angle, and it's making a lot of undue pressure with the Team Volted. Now, that pressure has been relieved, courtesy of Learcy.
What a reaction there from Momo. Lightning fast onto the head. Can't find a double, though. And Saturn has a quick return. It's an AK retrieved. No armor in Saturn. I wonder if he's going to toss that one over to someone who does. That's Stamina. Still, they're going to maintain that advantage. And a double stack in towards B bomb site here. You're going to see Slight join Stamina on this site. Which is a brilliant reaction. It's perfect.
By time, and that's the way initial positioning. Both players peeking, making it a really tough task. Woo, though, the backside, it needs to be all put towards Slight, who also falls. Now it's Saturn. Has to do it all alone. Flashbang goes out. It's Mark. Shots being fired. Saturn between a rock and a hard place. Low HP for a couple of these players, but he's running out of bullets. 5 of them in the chamber against the AWP of Woo.
Oh my god, Tech9's out. He knows he doesn't have armor. He's got a chance here, but the backs are turned. It doesn't matter. Woo does not fold at all. 9-1 so far in this match here. Team Volta, they move up to 5 rounds in total. My god, they're lights out at the moment.
And, it's hard to apply any sort of negative there to Strife in an eco round where they get, 4 kills, and it's down to a 1v1. But it feels like normally Strife would win that. They were in such a good position multiple times, but either way, it's a double op setup. This is early. And this feels like a bit of a crutch. Nonetheless, here's is the swing. It's one. Can you find another one?
Ooh. To get out of dodge there. Okay, well, has support. Joel's coming through to help him out. Gets him out of an impossible situation, but it does leave a lacking there, and so Slight doesn't live for much longer. Woo as well has been an effective entry with the AWP, so this is workable.
Player advantage turns to 2, and Learcy now all alone. It's a swing from 2 different angles in order to put him to bed. Finally, it's Strife to get on the board with a 5-round run from Team Volted off the pistol is exactly the sort of start that they wanted.
Nice and dominant round right there from Strife. Has to feel good, though, for the first time in this matchup to get on the board and to do it with 3 alive. Has to be a good way to go about things here. Slight, once again, missing those jumps. Going to bail out towards connector rather than holding down that underpass position like he did in the previous. And, well, if Strife can string 2 together, that money's going to be broken. Mac 10 might catch the op of Saturn. That smoke really bails him out in a big way, though.
An interesting spot here. Let's see Momo. Oh, nope, can't see him. Certainly here. He's gonna empty that clip, but he's got Slight coming back for more. So Momo swings around the corner, thinking that he's heard somebody fall back, and he has. Unfortunately, he's not the only player who's ready and waiting. What a swing here from Joel's. It's the shots and the follow-up as well. Beautiful work, and Irish tries to dispatch with him with the Mac 10, but that's just not going to be enough.
You just wish that he had an AK to work with, although Jason does have an AK, and he's delivering damage. I have a chance on a Slight as well. In the retreat, not quite. Slight slips the gap, and Jason has a lot of fights to take on. Brett's the only high HP member here, so an opportunity to take him down, not quite. Strife do string two together, and they do break the economy of Team Volted as well with that.
And normally a 5-round stretch, Team Volted's economy would be pretty darn solid, but we saw many times that it was, a 1v1, 2 players left alive, Team Volted, so why things get quickly equalized. That double op continues. Slight making the window jump this time, but he's not going to find anybody to shoot at.
Gonna keep this top mid. It's actually just going to be a little setup. Held down. Underpass being watched here from Joel's top mid, being held by Slight. Like this combination. Turning attention though. Just in the right time right there. In the meantime, Saturn on that secondary op kicks things off in apartments. Underpass isn't much of an option though, is it? Walking right into Slight's line here.
Well, now he's made them very aware of that fact. So, sort of forced into one up or the other. Take your pick your poison. Both are deadly.
Gonna make their way out of apartments at the moment, ready to execute. There's no utility to cross this line. They're just waiting for everyone to group up, get nice, close, and personal with this one. Try and utilize the fast-paced play of the pistols. There is a lot of presence here. You got Brett with the AK close by. Held it. That was right on the money. Brett able to find one with the AK, and Saturn does it just. Brett finds the other, and no issues there. It just looked like that shot was right on the line there.
Regardless, 3-5 the score. No plant, but there's enough money to buy. I say that though, utility good, but could use, or good but could be more, I guess is the right terminology. Team Volted. From Slight once again. Till he's punished, he's gonna keep going for it. Flashbang is good. It's gonna be enough to punish. Oh, speaking of punishment, Brett punished by Momo, looking for it, and fortunately hooked there by Momo.
Trying to utilize that one way in apartments that lurk smoke, trying to get out of a palace here. It's a tricky task. Momo can't really afford to turn this corner. It lies with certain death. Saturn patiently waiting on the op, but Momo patient as well. No commitment being made just yet into that A bomb site, so it allows for CTs to huddle around. But the post plants that they can get into once that bomb does get planted are going to be so strong. Learcy eventually retrieving that bomb. And soon that timer will tick. Strife remain in their positions, though.
The good news for Strife is that they've got 2 players here in CT spawn, so as long as they make some moves initially, be okay. As I say that, they don't. That has to start getting a bit antsy. The Momo feels the same. Is this going to be a full save, or maybe so? And it looks like yes.
Hold on to that double op here. Oh, Momo. He does get a little inquisitive, and he gets shown what exactly lies around that murder hole. That will be the closer right there. A 6th round for Team Volted. Pretty clean fashion as well. Momo finding that opening on Catwalk. That was an incredible bit of awareness, an incredible shot on top of the bricks player. Not an easy one whatsoever. Especially onto a rifler as effective as Brett. That's a 6th round right there delivered.
Nicely done. So, Team Volted, pick up 5 in the first string. And Strife answer back with 3 only for Team Volted to finally come back in that 4th round. So 6-3. The double op is, yes, saved away. See if that comes in big here. Slight once again. This time he's not blinded fully, and he's got the frag on that one. Beautiful opener. And Team Volted fall back, rethink, and reset.
Able to punish the quick movement there from Momo, trying for it once again, but this time a different result. This time the op catches him. And an instant 4v5 is how they enter into this round. Not going to be easy with one of your effective entries taken down here. They're trying to make their way out of the palace. And again, Slight's holding this line ready for this execution. One close towards Sandwich, and I'm not sure if he's going to expect that as much. It seems like he's somewhat aware of this fact, though.
Hard to anticipate that. Right, though. Great find through the smoke. Irish on a nice little flank angle. It was good for Slight, but everyone turns around his way and dispatches with him quickly thereafter. And Mac 10 at range not going to be good enough. Speaking of not good enough, the money. Team Volted's not good enough for the full buy here. You can see that Momo, Irish buying Mac 10s, and they got full util with it. Leadership similar. Has a bit of utility to go with his deagle. So they're not entirely weaponless. Certainly not beautiful. Jules. Oh man. Great flashes to deny him. Up stamina playing up on top to denied. Leadership and Wu. This is now looking like it might be a winnable round, making it very much so. Both ops down. Brett 1v3.
Strife having a really hard time dealing with this fast-paced play from Volted. Flashing through the smoke. That's pretty fast as well. Brett changing the pace right now. He's not aware of jungle though. Momo almost has him dead to rights, but he lets him slip by here. That could be a bit interesting. Move right around the corner here. Perfect timing. The Brett still strikes. There's no utility in his back pocket though. He has to be aware of jungle. He cannot keep looking towards ramp. He does though, and that will be the end of him. Round is one from Team Volted. There's still money in reserve, though.
That was a nice attempt by Brett, but not enough. An immediate double up rebuy. And this is the danger, you know, whenever the pace gets picked up like that, even on an eco round, double up can be exploited pretty significantly if you're not able to keep the distance. This Momo so quick. In on this one, Joel's trying to play around the corner. Momo dispatches with him easily and quickly. Slight trying but failing to hit shot. Actually being pushed from two different angles here. Brett rotates back in. Two-player disadvantage. And it could be more.
And they're done. They're out. You've won. Concession. Volted 1.5 right there with that one as well. A big detail, man. Volted, they are lightning fast on these mid takes. They're in connector before you ever even realize it. Strife, there's been not a strong definite reaction to this either. That's a real problem factor. You know, Volted rely on that consistently. There has to be an adjustment. And so far, Strife, they haven't found the magic formula.
I mean, I would say that there's a lot that they can do. The problem is it's so late in the half that, you know, which adjustment do you choose, I guess is what I'm getting at. So I would think that the first option, right, is to have aggressive cap players trying to deny entry into lower connector. There's always that. You always have early Molotovs. That's a nice little spot from Brett. Unfortunately, despite getting a tag on the Woo, not going to matter. Like you said, Team Volted, they've won the half. Either way, you know which adjustment do they make? And especially now that you can see their money is pretty poor, it's almost necessitating a save.
Yeah, I mean, they do walk away with that double op, which is nice, but you're exactly right. It might be too little too late in this half to find a recovery with the current economic situation that they're finding themselves in at the moment. Not much to rely on. You really have to hope that Saturn and Slight maybe send them both towards mid to try and avoid that connector presence. But a timeout's been called, and I almost imagine that that's to try and figure out what exactly they want to do to fill this patch that has been constantly ripped open by Volted over in connector. That's going to be a requirement here. They are going for the full force. They're going for the investment. And right now, I'm seeing a pretty standard approach towards mid for this roster. In fact, I'm actually even seeing them give a little more space open. They've instead positioned Jules in the window room to spam down Jason immediately. That's a big pickup. That's one of those players that's been consistently moving quickly. They cannot cross this line. Look who's watching it.
Good angle. Stamina though. depending on the time, it could really disrupt this. MP9 is deadly at this close range, and here it comes. Dan is out. How is this gonna go? Here's a flashbang. Stamina. Let me swing off the back of it. Nicely done. One frag and another found. Courtesy of Slight. Stamina continuing on top, and he's got another. Huge work there from Stamina on the MP9. 3 kills, $1,800 in the bank, and an upgrade to an AK that he's going to give over to his teammate.
His stamina for that second kill in the opera was on the ladder. Unbelievable.
I know.
What a pickup right there. That's got to be frustrating for Wu, that's for sure. Nothing you can do there. You got out-skilled, no question about it. Unlucky. Love that ladder accuracy with the MP9.
And, it makes sense, to be fair. And
yeah, both your hands on the ladder, you're shooting down. It's always been one confusing bit of physics there for Counter-Strike. Either way, we move on, and it's back to the bread and butter here. It's a mid-default coming through here. It seems like they're prepared for this window boost. Momo has an angle, though, for this one. Oh, has he been spotted? Not quite yet. There we go. Back's turned. Really heads-up play from Jules to find that.
Wow, the Jason found an entry, but there's another. I'm a third. No, not quite. Woo. Taking names. And now, based on that positioning and that information, I think Woo has been called out. And Brett should have the information of the sort. Woo attempt to go in here? Not sure. The answer is yes, he does, and he's denied.
What the game plan is here for Leadership, but that's a big pickup nonetheless. Throwing that op out. Trying to get rid of that double op as soon as possible. Can't blame him. It has been a bit of a problem factor here for some of the T-sided rounds, and a workable 1v2. The issue is Slight has positioned himself so nicely in Palace. It's going to be hard to clear him out here. 15 on the clock. There's a molly for it, but he instead elects to throw that in towards ticket booth. So that won't be used to full effect, at least for Slight's positioning. Not very much he can do. I mean, even if he misses that shot, hard to plant the bomb full commitment. So little time, and yeah, they're just going to hunt him down there.
Not much to be done here, or rather there, for Team Volted. So Strife, they've, picked up a couple more here. They've put themselves in an interesting position. But like you say, they've already lost the half. That's something that we're really not used to seeing all that often from Strife in general, but here we go. Single lot this time. It is courtesy of Slight. No op for the other side, mostly because it's tall at 9. And Mac 10 to boot. Pass towards B. Shots on towards Saturn. Or Momo. Or rather Momo, excuse me. Putting him down. Fortunately, Slight and Brett are both on the site, and they've denied the rest of the push. And it's tied. It's not really tied, but I mean about as tight as you can get. 7-8 on the half. Not too shabby if you're Team Volted.
Yeah, you pretty much call that evens at the end of the half there, but Team Volted walking away with the W overall. And a lot of it just, very, very quick, very fast paced. They're playing that puggy style that we often see is the case when you're bringing in mixed rosters, and I like it. It kind of fits a lot of these players, even, the firepower of Momo, the entry prowess, and apparently the effectiveness of Wu's op can't hurt with that fast-paced play as well. There's an A-pop coming out, though, and a simple fall-off here. Retake scenario coming through as that top of connector smoke thrown out. Jungle control is going to be maintained here from Strife. Good position to be in. It is a 5v5 retake with a fast flank coming through as well.
How fast do they expect this flank? It's Wu who's going to pull it up. And the answer is right now, Brett. Going to be aware.
Oh.
Nice shot. Wu's going down. Lucy on the inside takes stamina. Saturn taking duels and winning them as well. Jason has fallen. Now Saturn's in a real frustrating position. He just applies so much pressure. Not only pressure, but frags indeed. A Slight comes in to split the difference. It's Strife with the pistol. And we're tied 8 all for reals this time.
I don't know if you could have asked Saturn to play that round any better either. Just so patient with how he takes that angle, finds that first kill
Yeah.
in jungle, and then he doesn't peek. He draws out attention. He baits out the molly on the pistol round for his position to try and isolate him out, and he just waits. He calls for help, and that's exactly what comes in the form of Slight. That duo of Saturn and Slight is always there to punish. And that's just a showcasing of it in the pistol round.
Well, you know, and that's one of the hardest things as a Counter-Strike player to learn is when not to get aggressive, right? It's that sort of patient play that is, I think, you know, you see some of these crazy bug stars in FPL and Rank S and whatnot. The thing is, being patient, that's the hardest thing for some of those players to learn, because it isn't something that you do in those bug environments.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Very wise there from Saturn. Now we're on our way up connector. They're actually taking some pop shots here, trying to connect on through this A execute, trying to take down one of those prongs here, but the issue is they're already having their steamroll on towards this A bomb site. There's one stuck into the palace, ready to fire down the back lines. Jason done just that, but it's a quick trade offered up. Wu is ready in CT spawn, and a lot of damage being done from Irish over in jungle. Wu's got one player positioned, and right now the scout essentially operating as an op. With how many low HP bars there is, the double swing in from the flashbang is too much to handle.
Another great example of a good teamwork in action there from Strife. And we talk about it a lot, but there's a good reason. It really is quality. A lead for Strife, first time? I think so.
Yeah, it feels like it. We saw that very strong start from Team Bolton early on, so it seems likely. Ooh, with the dualies. Interesting approach here in this round. Find it. He's been spotted. He's gonna need some serious backup to try and get him out of this position.
That's unfortunate. You know, a valiant effort, I gotta say, but not to be. There's he shooting down range with P250. Though it can be deadly, it's certainly not going to be deadly immediately. Not at that range, not at all. Oh, what a shot. Goes connecting secondary. And it's going to be Lear C with one before Brett shuts him down.
Bomb has been planted.
Omo and Jason looking for any damage on the exit here. Would be nice. He's not looking to give him any of that, though. That's the Deagle gun. That's the damage. This actually can do damage in this scenario. And Momo, not even given the chance. He'll hang around, though. Not too bad on the execution right there. Obviously, up against pistols, it looks good. But Strife now taking a little bit of a more dominant lead in this one. Or down to the bomb there, that's for sure. Can't escape that. And now 10 on the board. We'll see the first gun round come out here. Immediately, Learsey investing into the op for Wu. I like that decision. That's for sure. He's been leading the server. Been doing a really good job alongside Momo with some of these openers, but he's the only one going positive at the moment for Volted. So you want him on his weapon of choice, that's no question.
Light. Fun time. The answer is no. Not right now. Damn it. He's kind of stuck his way out here in the middle because of those smokes and everything. Putting a little bit of pressure towards middle. Oh, whoa. Nice shot there. Saturn going down. Jason as well. He's finding one. As I say that, the Joel's on the bite back. Brett's only good for one on the trade. But it's a 2v2.
Great lurk position here for Stamina, but he's got to be aware of the second player on catwalk at the moment. Yeah, he is.
Oh.
Man, what a headshot. Learsey out of the round. Iris left last man standing. Two different angles to worry about. Bomb's not necessarily planted for Stamina, no. So he might have to reposition. He might have to do that soon. especially if his teammate over in Brett gets taken down. Now watching the cross, though. This is a nice position. Going face here a little bit. And yeah, that allows for Brett to take that contact. Close off the job there, 11-8. Off of some fiery openers from Joel's.
You know, a worse team, I think, than Strife would have gotten a little bit miffed there in the early stages where they were losing rounds and they weren't able to kind of fight things back as they normally would. But slowly but surely, adjustments have been made. And Team Volted taking a bit of a dive. It's down in the rating and to 11. Now a save round, soon to be 12, barring any shenanigans.
Good way to put it. Irish is certainly going for some shenanigans with this one on the dresser. Lurk smoke rolling up. Saturn says hello to Woo and goodbye. That's a bit awkward there. It seemed like he was totally unprepared for that. And I'm a little bit confused because I know there had to be some sort of communication between Irish and Woo going on there to tell that there was a player hanging around in apartments.
Like he was playing peekaboo with him.
Yeah.
Howdy, and I'm back. Don't worry. One shot, peek back around the corner. Either way, this is a deficit that's going to be difficult to overcome in the round. 3-5 in the man advantage, and it's all Strife. Here's the push. Jason shots fired. He's got one. Light going down, and Irish is coming through as well. The Ursia frag is inevitable. The stamina. Back through. Oh my goodness. Irish, no, he gets a little bit too far forward, and he still finds the frag. He's got the double. Give him all three. What is that? After such a crucial miss, Irish hits literally everything.
I cannot. Was Irish camouflage again? It's one of those moments where you just think, is this gonna have a silencer on it? How has he not been made aware of this position? I knew there's so much going on in that round. It's so chaotic. But my God, how did he get given so many opportunities? That first whiff could have been wraps on the round right there. Woo. Near miss right there, almost connecting the line, but they still make it out towards mid safely.
That's just ridiculous. That might have really turned the tide of this game for real. On that 1v3. 11-9.
Good. We'll often see those deal rounds change the way that teams play. It causes a lot of hesitation. It struggles for teams to close out. Could be the case here for Strife. We'll see if they got the fortitude in them. Great utility usage, and right now it seems like they're stuck at a standstill in towards mid, unsure of where they want to head, and no picks provided. Volta doing a great job at keeping Strife at bay.
Yes, they are. That said, Volta's got a singular smoke left to them. It's on the back of Woo. Oh, and Joel's. That's a bit unfortunate that he's taking that shot. Shots fired and Jason. Before he goes down to Joel's fire, he's going to find one. Leaving Learcy in position. And Woo as well. It's Slight. The 1v3. He can't even overcome the first. It's getting closer and closer. And I think Strife on the cusp of giving this one up, at least initially, is they are sitting 11-10.
Not only that, they're pretty hurt in the bank. Not much money to work off of. Gonna be essentially a full eco with only Jules investing quite heavily into this round. Positions to come back into this one for Team Volta when they were very much struggling to do so. It's all off that flank from Irish. That massive play from him has delivered so much here for Team Volta. More of an angle. Oh, he's able to hit it.
Wonderful start. Nearly another through the smoke. Not going to happen this time. This feels like an inevitable outcome, but well, how long can these four stay alive? Long. There's not what leader see here. He's got all three. Looking for a fourth. And a little bit greedy with it too. Nothing wrong with that though.
Oh, getting hunted. Try to be so sneaky. But no luck. Tied up 11-11. No bomb plant in that one. Still gonna give them good money to invest into this, but certainly no AWP here for Slight. Everyone rocking AK and quite a bit of utility to back this round up. Volted, they're kind of running away with things with these past couple rounds, especially with toppling that economy. So if they can continue to do so with a round victory like this, it'll put them in a nice winning position.
Yes, it will. So like you're saying, everything on the line here, particularly for Strife. Voltage have cash to work with if they lose. Strife certainly don't. Nice splash. Getting throwbacks there to stamina in that position, and same outcome. Flashed and taken out. Oh, woo. It's the head. Looking for the shot. Can't hit it. We're still coming through. Molotov in towards fire. It's called that. Shots being fired, but Saturn cannot miss. Literacy. Do fall. Another volley towards the firebox. Push is coming through. It's Momo on the frag. It's also going to be Woo on the EWP. Momo finding all the frags. 2 versus 3. Joel's with the kill. He's going to be traded. That's the bomb drop. 1 on 2 here. The AWP getting tapped away. Got to pull out the pistol. The clock is there. It's Joel's with the clutch. 1v2.
What a massive swing round right there. You can see that they're getting loud as well. Big one to win. Joel's feeling confident about that. Brilliant. So very awkward in the positions. It's a double op. They're struggling to connect. The pistols were being brought out here. And so Strife, they bounce back here. But for how long can they stay afloat? Look at their buy rate now. It's double Mac-10s inbound. Oh, they've thrown a smoke, or rather a molly. Nullify that smoke. But all it does is made out a lot of utility here early on. Bolted now 1 smoke, 1 molly down for essentially just a very limited amount of control here.
Well, I mean, he paid it himself, essentially. That's an unfortunate reality. Yes, Volted with the weaponry advantage. And Joel's has been that guy that's been called upon time and time again here in this first map. He's done nothing but deliver. I think he's got like 25 frags here.
He's been very lights out. Take a look at all of what he's done. So many double openings, so much impact.
What is that? That flash was just ineffective.
It's beyond me, that's for sure. Numbers are dwindling though. There's another pickup, Jason. Able to clear out Joel's. So that high impact player is now sidelined here. It's a 3v5. A Mac-10 Slight on the op and Saturn with the, or rather Brett with the Galil. Certainly lacking here, although the silver lining is they are going to be given what they want. It's that A bomb site that they're hoping for. And that's wide open for the taking. All we got to do is punch in those numbers, and opportunities could arise in the post plant.
Still, big fraggers available here. We've seen Strife win 3v5s before. But it's now 2. On down. Up for Jason is denied. Right with the frag as the plant comes through. Behind him, for Irish. It's Molly going out, but Irish still wins the fight, and he's got both of them. Working wonders with that MP9. They've tied the game once again. Team Bolted. There's a reason they picked Mirage Cole.
Very good reason. They are looking dominant. Even after a round is punishing us the one previous with Joel's, what he was able to do to them. You bounce back right afterwards. And here comes the buy. Here comes the investment of a little bit of Tech 9 armor business. All 5 players heading in towards the B bomb site though. And look who's there to meet it. It's 3 players. There's no secret this is going to be a B rush here. They're not surprised at all. But what I like, what is crucial is that the brakes have been hit. There's not a full commitment. So that'll allow for the defense to be spread thin. But there you go. Now's the execution. And Momo slipped by. 1, 2 have slipped by his line here. It's quick trades back and forth. There's still more presence. And even if you do find the trades, there's going to be one more rating for your raid around the corner. Rotates are arriving as well. You see, struggling with the Molotov, but doesn't struggle to connect the shots. And Team Volta, they rip that lead right back.
Now, the good news is, though, you know, yes, that clutch from Joel's doesn't turn the tide, but it buys time. Now, there's a strong purchase here for Strife. If they can win this one, you can look, the economy is good, but not great. A couple of round wins in a row, and Team Voltage would be on a save. Unfortunately for Brett, that is just not the angle he was looking for. As I say that, those Saturn is coming into fruition. And Slight the same. AWP connecting. As Learseat throws down that Molotov to buy some space and get out of the window room. It's a man advantage for Strife, but it's quickly fought back. It's Jason on the site.
Hard one to clear out right now. 3v3, we're back to Eagles. Beast's very lacking, though, and that's what they're going to take. They're going to beat him to the punch. Irish, well, he has arrived on the scene. A couple different angles he has to worry about. She's not committed to this B-bomb site. That's an issue because in the meantime, Saturn's taken all of this time to clear every angle for his teammates. He's done just that. There you go, the commitment bomb plan as well. Uh-oh, missed shot here, and Slight's down and out. 2v3 now. And this is so very winnable on this retake.
I love this. I love they're getting aggressive, but he loses the fight. Now it's all in his stamina. He's going to have to do it, but
God.
Irish on the wide swing. He doesn't hit a darn thing. Stamina misses literally everything. And this is Team Bolted at 14. Everything goes wrong for Strife Esports, and we're looking at a potential map point to Team Bolted.
And oh man, that is insane what Irish was able to do. He finds all 3 kills on that retake. Finds the first on the Slight. It's like he's got force field up because Saturn and, or rather Slight and Stamina, they're both struggling to connect bullets onto them. And usually
He shot around him.
players that don't whiff all that often, but they just can't seem to find him just yet. There's one last opportunity here with gun rounds, but you can see they've fully committed to this. There's that loss bonus, sure. I believe it's hovering around 3,400, but that's not enough to get a decent buy in the next one.
I hesitate to even call this a gun round here. As 1 AK, 4 Galils. I mean, yeah, they can work. Don't get me wrong. These guys are deadly with those weapons, but certainly not what you would like to see. And it's certainly not the full gamut that Stripe have had at their disposal previously. You're right. Now is the moment. You have to make the move. You have to make the decision, and they have. You don't want to give away 15. They've got enough smokes for an A execute. That's got to be where they're headed.
Utilizing those smokes here towards mid, trying to help out that lurk presence. You got Stamina hanging around in this direction. Gonna work his way towards connector. There's still such a strong presence on A as well. Look, Momo's tucked in the cubby. Stamina, this is a hard angle to clear. Ooh, he has a jump bottom, and that's a big find. That's the opening frag from the lurker coming through. And now the execution in towards A to follow suit. More presence being met. There's multiple angles that you have to cover. There's prongs to this approach here. You're gonna take it, Booth Molly, but Momo is gonna be the first to strike on this A bomb site. Goes does answer back to Palace, and trades trying to be found. Eventually, Momo will go down. 2v4 here. Try and keep him in good position. Irish smoking that Molly. Goes for the fight. Goes for the fences there, and he will be taken care of. Learseat left last man standing. He's committed to this, and he's found the first headshot. Incredible. But there is 3 more to go. I think he's taking a little bit of a stroll on to save here, but he's hanging around. He's actually committed to this. No smoke for that bomb, and it's planted for sure. It's planted for Palace. There's no real opportunities to get that defuse off. But there is plenty of money in reserve here for Bolton to keep these buys up.
That there is. And that's the big key as well. Again, with the money behind, Strife have to win 2 in a row. They can't keep winning one, losing one, because that's been the way Team Voltage have been winning these rounds, they've been keeping their economy, healthy enough. Now, a round win would break them. Strife needed desperately in order to come away with the potential for this map. The same is true, though, for Team Voltage. This is their pick, Mirage. And we set it up. If we go to nuke, Vertigo to follow, that is just going to be a real tough task to overcome.
It's no easy pathway at all. Mirage has to be one of the maps that you're more comfortable in. And it seems like they're going for a very puggy style. So once you do head into a Vertigo, once you do head into a nuke, it's not going to be as easy to try and run things down in a similar way as what you did on your T side of Mirage. But either way, they're looking good. They're firing on all cylinders, and it has put Strife a little bit down in this matchup right now. We're ready for a B side execution here. Only one player to meet this. You see that one player has a molly still to delay.
It's a great read, though. To pull up it. Irish is stone cold, but he's not able to overcome Brett. Going down in the big moment here. Now Learsty sneaking out onto the site. Stamina there onto Woo for the trade, but Saturn has Learsty down and out. It's 4-on-2. Jason dispatching with one. It's Momo for another, but Brett trades out Jason now. Has to do it all. But it's just 53 health between these two. Saturn sneaking in behind. Brett hits the headshot. Denies him anyway. Oh, Strife staying alive.
Oh boy, that was such a winnable clutch as well, but shut down the 2 low HP bars that were left. But it's just blinding headshots onto Team Voltage. Look at this though. Look at the decision they have to make. Not enough money for the investment in this round. Team Voltage playing in eco, and they might concede 15 here.
I would not want to have to make those decisions. Whoever's doing the leading here for Team Voltage, that is an aggressive strategy just to go for the save, but I like it. It's the smart play. You win with guns. You've been winning with guns. Well, 2 pistol rounds, that would be difficult. Speaking of which, Woo in a difficult position. And Slight gonna connect that shot. This is a good flashbang as well. Those players blinded up. And now Stamina has an idea.
Great molly. Beautiful execution. Stamina going for the trade though. That might be a bit problematic here. An opportunity for seconds. He goes swinging. Slight's missing shots. He's got an AK. Oh my god.
I like this.
Saturn in a 1v1. How has it come to this? And Bomb is down as well. Momo's made the movement. He's 13 HP left. Both players walking around. Momo's put this round into a winnable position. Look at the play he's going for. He's trying to flank the flanker. Saturn on the lurk of the opposite side of the map. Has to retrieve. Bomb has to clear out so many different angles. There's 30 seconds left, and Momo could meet him on the B bomb site before he's ever even aware.
Oh my goodness.
He has to go B. There's no other options. He has to commit to this, and Momo's hanging here still. He's in such a good angle. More time being bought as well. Saturn's going to be forced to commit to this, and look at the movement. Momo is going to catch him on a timing here. Saturn, is he ready? He is! And he saves a day for Strife.
Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Oh, and look at Brett and Slight's money. Yeah, they're going to have enough to pull out an AWP, throw it Slight's way, and Brett's going to have a Galil double up for Team Voltage. Last round of regulation. Do we head to overtime, or is Strife going to be able to pull this one off? Aggressive in towards mid here. Momo able to put out that Molotov. Nobody able to find that opening frag just yet. Lots of applied pressure here. Lots of utility in towards middle. Good HE grenade. Nags down Woo to 62.
A lot of damage right there holding that passive line is Woo. A lot of the aggressive opping as well. That's been his strong suit right now, but some of these rounds he's been shut down. He's going to be required to try and pull things across into overtime here. And we have found ourselves again with an absolute barn burner of a first map on the day. We can leave off. Call 30.
It's good timing on that molly. Now Momo's
Really
tucked
good.
away in the corner as well. 45 seconds to play, Colt. Not a lot of options left for Strife.
E-split is the best case scenario though right now. Look at this presence. It's super lacking. Again, there's only one player ready to mount this defense. Another top of connector smoke as well. So that's going to allow for easy crossing towards Catwalk. And while this angle is good from Irish, they're going to start to close in on him from all directions. It's going to be such a difficult hold.
Gotta hurry up. They gotta scale quick. There's not that much time to work with. And oh, Saturn putting one down. Learcy is trading, but it's still a man advantage for Strife.
Summers do get punched in. Luke who's on the lurk, though. It's Stamina who finds one kill and is drawing out the attention of the other Jason on the secondary up. Picked up the mantle. He's looking to close things up, but Stamina plays it to perfection. Learcy left last alive to save the day, and nothing goes Volted's way. You know, we can talk about what ifs, though, but you have to bounce back here on Nuke, and that's going to be a very, very tricky story. With the fact that, you know, Strife, they do suffer many defeats to teams like Triumph, Bad News Bears, and Party Astronauts, even Extra Salt on this map. But what they don't oftentimes lose to is those advanced move-up teams, you know, say the Detonates, say the Volantes that are currently participating for near the move-up. But either way, it's going to be an A-rush right now. There is trades back and forth, but it started out so handedly for Team Volted. Now it's come crumbling down.
And it's Light and Saturn who have really found that success. Here's the vent drop. And it's a bit of a weird scenario because now it's 1v1 on the site. Light, he's won it out. So he's created a situation for Saturn to win this round. Saturn versus Learcy. Decon wide open. The double doors has been opened and closed back in the face of Learcy, and he's heard all of that go down. And so now there's options for Saturn here in the 1v1. Okay. Armor for both sides. Oh, and Saturn, that's a bit of a weird... I don't know. It's a bit of a weird decision to go ahead and break that. I think he was going for a bit of a fake out, and it just doesn't work out, so he's left holding the back and looking a little bit silly, but nonetheless, it's Team Volted for the victory here on the pistol.
I mean, and honestly, in the other end of things, Learcy opening up those doors was a fake out to Saturn at the same time. Very smart the way they were working, trying to outbrain each other. And this time, that crucial 1v1 victory doesn't go Saturn's way. Instead, in towards Learcy's pocket. Team Volted another start off into this game, but here's a different story with the T side second round buys that we so often see. Some nades are being dropped all around. They're ready for just this outside movement. It's actually going to be met with a little bit of opposition.
Look at the other side, though. Team Volted. We have 5 rifles. That's a CT side buying. Literally down to 0, essentially.
Ooh.
And Brett is going to find the opening frag as well. Blue has fallen.
It's a brilliant reaction right there. Flashbang set up from Iris. Conversion from Jason, and he gets out of dodge without taking any damage. Great 1-2 punch there from the duo. Still, it's a 4v4. Trying to spread that defense then is pretty much the name of the game. And at the moment, they're walking back towards A. But alongside that, Team Volted, they haven't really committed too much towards this outer yard. So in the meantime, you try and work your way in towards the A bomb site, you're still walking into a pretty strong presence of a 2-man setup. Got 3.
True.
1 in heaven.
We're not really walking into any utility. That's basically all gone at this point. 1 singular kit, and that's Learcy. He's in a good position for it. As I say that, Strife have elected not to actually go for the ramp drop. They're going for the ramp wrap. And Jason has dispatched the threat on the early frag. Irish taking shots. Slight actually hits both of them. Really great adjustment from him, and Stamina with the 1D towards Momo as well. Now it is Learcy. That one kid I was discussing, he's half health, and he's got to find all 3.
Well, positions like the ones they're in right now, you got Heaven, you got Hut, you got all the post plants you could ask for. They're usually going to call this one quits and tie things up 1-1 right there. What a great entry from Slight into the round, and Stamina denies the save. He was so ready for that. Look where he was positioned holding that T spawn entrance. That is brilliant. So very smart. Nothing to walk away from, and you can see that in the economy. They invested so much into that round. They bought those 4 rifles like you had mentioned, and that leaves them with scraps in this one.
Yeah, you know, that's the scary part, right? Team Bolted, the reason they purchased, you know, so much into that round is to really ensure that that doesn't happen. Only it does, and it is huge. Now, another big rifle advantage. This time for Strife. We have all 5 weapons, rifles this time. No MAC-10s, nothing in the SMG department. And granted, we are seeing that force buy on the other side for Team Bolted, but you gotta think and you gotta feel that, you know, because of the way that CT side works, this force buy is just so much less effective.
Yeah, very much so here. And there you go. The numbers start to dwindle as they get a little proactive on their defense. Saturn continues to deliver with the A1S. A bomb site free for the taking now. Imagine that Jason and Learsy not too interested in holding on to this one. At least the round, that is. Probably going to be interested in holding on to their weaponry that they have. Try and bring that into the next one. But right there, pretty easy anti-force from the likes of Strife.
Yeah, and, you know, Team Bolted, starting on the CT side, that's the small victory they have going into Nuke. And, well, what was a really good biz around is been turned on its head. Is the reality. It's got to be frustrating. Certainly not ideal. And Learsy trying to get out of there. Okay, I feel like he'll survive as well. So ultimately, those weapons are saved, limited though they are. And Strife, they're at 2, looking to add on in the eco, or the anti-eco more accurately.
With very limited firepower here. Once again, Strife going to be kicking things off hard. And again, we are going to talk about how good this is going to be for Strife. They got a pretty decent T-side win rate, but it's really that CT side that lends them to a lot of their successes. There you go, 1-for-1 trades. That's a nice shot from Learsy. Weapon probably not as retrievable as you'd like to hope for. The execution in towards Zave. Keep up some of these nice deagle shots. It's workable. They can really offer up a defense. Iris is close by with the P250 as well. We'll see what he can deliver. It's not much as the A1S chews straight through. Jason's on a bit of a fast slope here, but he's got a rifle here, and it's not the ideal weaponry to go in with a scout on the flank. Now, Woo. Let's see if we can get any Zeus action in this.
Any kill here is huge, only because, you know, investment to damage ratio wise, you know, Woo spent 200, and, well, it's a whole bit of armor and an AK or M4 for one of these players, even if it's a recovered M4. How long do you wait? Oh, you're in.
Ooh.
Given one. What a pre-fire. That's nasty.
Man.
Saturn, he was smelling something that was a little bit fishy, and so just goes for the pre-fire just in case. Really, really good stuff from Strife.
That is just brutal. Not giving him any opportunity. But here's the weapon round. Lacking in a bit of firepower, that's for sure. You can see that there's FAMAS's in play. There's no AWP for Blue as well, which is kind of the real highlight in this round for me. Having that op presence when he was very, very good with it. So lights out in a lot of those rounds. Finding opening duels specifically on that T side, so maybe not as required here with CT side advantage that we so often talk about.
Look at the util here for Team Volted, or I should say, look at where it was, or should be. There really ain't much left. It's a vent drop. Momo knows all about it, but Joel's is really in a good spot. Can now be a bit of a nuisance. And supposedly a ramp split. Here it is. Yeah, Brett. Nice find there onto Woo, who kind of had an inkling and tried to get out of there early on, but can't do anything at all. Now, Lirzy's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Saturn is going to deny him, and Joel's finding Momo inside of the vent.
Incredible round right there from Strife. They played those rotations to perfection. Getting Joel's in that early Vince drop position, it spreads that defense then. It catches Wu in rotation as well, if you think about it. Wu was trying to make a recovery in towards a different position, as he did have that player inside of B already. He had to go cover the outer yard and kind of hold that line. But as he's trying to do that, he gets caught completely off guard through the smoke there as Brett tries to take the entry duel. It's so well done from Strife, the way they were able to manipulate some of those rotations by utilizing Joel's Vince drop. Very, very strong.
It just shows a fundamental understanding of this map in a way that not many people actually have. I mean, I've noticed that that's something that even at a pro level is really kind of hard to get. But as we go into what will be an interesting decision-making scenario for Team Volted on the bye, looks like they're going to go for it. Update, by the way, on that lower bracket game. Seekers fourth quarter loses that first map, and it was Ancient their pick. It was in 16-3 fashion, so Seekers is looking good in that series. Back to this one. Strife looking about as good as you could.
Yeah, that's a pretty convincing result over in the lower bracket, that's for sure, especially after what we saw from fourth quarters. Ability on Ancient. Oh, you got aggression flashbang again with this very good setup. But no kills delivered this time. Jason unable to find the frags. Being mollied out. Another flashbang that comes through, but it's being dodged out. Joel's finds a quick reaction to that one, and it's a 4v5 once again for the T side.
You gotta start asking questions about the decision making here from Team Volted, because you know you talk about it pretty often. This map is significantly about utility, and I'll get back to that point for a minute now. Momo's doing some great work here with the MP9, and missed shots there from Slight allows him to find all three. This might be what Team Volted needed, a hero play from a hero MP9, and there it is. Believe it or not, Irish gonna stamp his approval on Momo's triple. But what I was getting at, their Team Volted, they've really struggled to get at, you know, the utility that you would usually want to have on the CT side here. Now they're going to have it. I'm really curious to see how this changes how they play, because, well, they've just struggled getting out utility by Strife in a couple of these early rounds, and now they have everything that they could use.
Exactly right here. They got a very good gun run coming through here. And again with this outer yard aggression, coupled it with a little bit more aggression as well, but the numbers start to dwindle. Irish finds a trade, but still, it's a 3v4. We talk about spreading the defense, then when it's a 4v5, this is even worse, though. I like this reaction. Irish taking that control towards the lobby. Learsy the same, but in the meantime, a lot of control given over towards the B side of things. Outer yard being watched, ready for it, but Wu misses his shot. More opportunities not given to him just yet. That flank does come off. Slight now taken care of. Be fully compromised, but Learsy does make the recovery in time, so 3v3 very workable at the moment.
But he's in a weird spot. He is going to get a chance to take those shots. That being said,
all that comes his way.
oh, that's magical. Stamina. Some more frag. Learsy could do something here that would be great. Meanwhile, they know Learsy, prison of his own making. Now it's all towards Irish, who's spamming down through the double door for Brett, and dispatch him with a headshot of his own. Learsy, it's so tough to be in that position.
Yeah, really did his best to buy that time. Just kind of gives up his position a little too early, though, to be honest with you. There's no escape once you commit to it. So, nice fifth round, rather, found by Strife, denying any further advantages here from Volta. This is another buy-in here, but it's definitely lacking once again, like we had talked about. Mag 7 and Irish. Imagine that is on the top of hut, certainly is. Prime location, prime real estate for that weapon.
Certainly is. Always a fan of JW in that position. 5-2. And this one really much needed for Team Volted. If only because of the economy game and how important that is. But they've been pushed back initially, at least away from outside. They still got some eyes on it, but I feel like it's going to be an A execution. Like small top. Get out.
There's so many flashbangs being thrown out right now. You can hear them all starting to pop, but it's no connection and no commitment either. Brett gets caught. Rather, that Saturn gets caught off guard. The smoke notes a flashbang. Learsy not blinded up by it. They're trying to get around this corner, though. Oh my god, that bullet's almost tracing him. Not going to peek off the flash, but again, doesn't connect. It just seems like Learsy so good at dodging out on those flashes. And that's another kill delivered from him. 3K in the round right now as he just denies entry and leaves only one option. That's to walk right into that Mag 7.
And that is exactly what happens when you walk into a Mag 7. Now slowly just building up, trying to find a good position to try and save this AWP. I think he should get away with it.
Oh, no.
Not, maybe so. No scope number 1 misses. No scope number 2 hits. I think should be okay here now. And yes, AWP saved back away. Enough money to rebuy here for Strife. But like I said, Team Volted, that was a very much needed round for them. And they pick it up right when they most need it.
Definitely hungry for a round like that, that's for sure. Has to feel good. Even getting that Mag 7, I guess you could say downgraded, onto an AK instead. Either way, outer yard proceedings open up in favor of Team Volted. But fast in towards ramp, they try and react. They do actually grab a bit of map control, which is a small silver lining here for the 4v5 they're currently under. The moment they hit the brakes here, they cut the noise, trying to get a reaction out of Team Volted. A mistake to be made, but no mistakes made just yet. Very committed to these passive positions.
It's a good point. Team Volted really not giving away anything. It can get easy to try and find, or get aggressive rather, and look for some information. The big difficulty is now you really don't know where these T's are until they make their move. That should be coming very shortly. All 4 are grouped here. There comes grenade. Key. He does hit the shot. Number 1. All shot going down. Secondary as well, but it's just a trade. They're not too shabby. Let's try to pick things up. Plant going down as the rotates come through.
Most plants rather limited here, but the numbers continue to dwindle. That smoke fades away, they're in control just in time for a moment to capitalize off of it. Slight spin on a tear all the while. Puts things down into a 1v1. Jason right around the corner, ready to peek into it. No scope doesn't connect. And Slight goes down. No luck on the clutch. And it will be a 4th round there held on to from Team Volted Op, retrieved as well. It was expensive. Slight almost gets a very tricky job done, but that last kill just doesn't go his way.
Just me or Slight going for no scopes a whole lot.
That's the 2nd round in a row that he's gone for one from what I've seen.
I feel like there's been a couple more that I've seen him kind of just going out there. Maybe I'm crazy. But Team Volted certainly aren't. They've strung together a couple of rounds in a row here. And it's not forced a full eco, but it certainly has pushed back the Strife squad. They're limited to Tech 9, a map 10, and Leal to join 2 AKs by the look of it.
No. Trying to take some early presence out towards the outer yard, but they don't commit to it all that much. They're probably a little bit worried, to be honest with you, with how some of those previous results have ended. This is a really hard angle to pass, though. Momo, he's close by, but also Wu holding that long-range angle. That flash is going to be good to bring out some positions. We're going to be winded up around here. A little bit of time being caught. It doesn't matter. The kills come through from Momo. He still delivers. And it is Wu missing a couple of shots, but he does have support up in heaven. There's going to be help provided. And Saturn is like running out of HP, running out of time. Learsy finds the remaining 2, and there you go. Tied up.
It's been a really long road here, but Team Volted, slowly but surely, they fought their way back into this map. They were down pretty bad initially. Was it 5-1? I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah,
5-2.
indeed. And now it's all tied up. It's an eager round for Strife. No, their deagles are potentially deadly, but not staminas. He's down to Jason. And Irish finding another one as well on Jules, who was trying to sneak his way out through the squeaky door.
Ooh. Potential flawless round here to take the lead for Team Volted. Good stuff. Want to build up that bank, avoid that potential of another economic collapse on your CT side, especially as you're trying to get that, you know, say 10 to 5, 9 to 6 half that we say is, you know, pretty good for the CT side, all things considered. If you can walk away with a scoreline like that, you'll be feeling very comfortable. Here comes the rifle rounds once again. Or Strife. Slight, trying to decide if he wants the AWP, eventually elects for the AK instead. They have fallen a little bit flat here in the last couple of rounds. Again, we're talking about a lead now for Team Volted in that 5-2 scoreline at the beginning stages. They've kind of fallen into form here on the CT side.
Very much the case. Momo playing with a bit of an option to get he's going to do it. He's so good with the MP9, but this time Joel's dispatches with him. The Learcy has found the trade. Ultimately not too bad. Irish now here gonna have a lot to shoot at. And he does, but only one of them falls down. Lots of damage in towards Saturn, though. So there's been some rotations in towards B. There's actually one here minute on the site. Really great off angle from him. Trying to continuation spray, but can't do it. It's Woo, who does frag back. And at least Saturn, 1 versus 2. Decon, not only open, but exposed as Jason comes around the corner.
That's the 7th. Nice. Holding the line there from Jason. As if that there goes down, think of what Saturn could have done. We know how good he is in the clutch. Could have been the difference maker. But Jason does seal the deal. He continues Team Voltage's leads. Continues another decent chance to find more rounds. Look at the buy coming through. This kind of hints at a execute for the likes of Strife. I imagine that's what they're going to be going with, considering the current investment in utility alongside their money in this round. Nine's very effective at trying to close the distance, but the good news is there's a AAA setup at the moment. Also, to defend against this, and we were proactive with the op. You got to be careful getting up close and personal with these Tech 9s.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. I like this angle, but the problem is getting out of this angle. Oh, but Slight. He's dispatched quickly and easily. Now the push has to come forward. And also on there for far vent. Momo going to be in a tough position. He's taken down. There's those close angles with the Tech 9s that you're talking about, but it's good for Jason and Irish to find everything that they needed. So the op falls initially, but it's going to be recovered by Irish and thrown back to Woo. It's even an AK upgrade for Jason, as it's now 8-5. Team Volted winning out in half.
No, they've done a good job to get here as well. A lot of rounds strung together. And now, a bit of a faster approach towards A, this time with the rifles. Momo somehow still wins out on that duel, but it's 2 quick trades back. Jason looking to hold the line. He does just that. But again, trade potentials there here from Strife. They have to worry about this fast hut flank. Learcy heading in, ready to go through this smoke, but it's going to wait it out. Brett instead might get a little proactive here, phasing it. But actually, Learcy winning out on that duel. Joel's left, last man standing, and oh my god.
Wow.
What is that?
Through the box.
Wow.
I mean, I understand it. I mean, there was an idea that he was there, but there was time between that, you know, sort of half information and then, wow. Nicely read there by Team Volted, Woo in particular. And it's a team effort here, by the way. 12 frags here. Jason and Learcy tied for the top. And it's 8 for the bottom. And that's Woo and Momo tied there. Everyone is supporting. Everyone is coming in for frags when needed and stepping up to the plate. Big gun around here. Could be the difference between that 9-6 and 10-5. Though, like you said, I think either way, Team Bolted are happy. Strife would be infinitely more happy with a 9-6 than that 10-5 scenario.
Especially with the lacking of momentum here in the recent stages. They've struggled to string T-side rounds together. Joel's on the op is different, and it sure is good. Cracking 2 open right now. That's the ramp control gathered. Big finds here from Joel's. At 9-6 becomes more likely with those 2 picks, but there's fast reactions as well coming through from the side of Team Bolted. Momo is there to meet them on this B bomb site, and that might not be fully expected. Already in control as well. It's good positions to be in.
What moves can Momo make? Joel's really holding down that swing, I believe. It's good that Momo's not going that direction. That open double door. Thinking about throwing down a flash through that, but can actually wait for the rest of his team, I believe, to get into position. So Irish, good in decon. Smokes are fading. Brett shut it down immediately, and Momo swings the corner, meets Joel's op, and meets his demise. Now it's Jason 1v4. He can't even find the first. It's Saturn to dispatch with him. 9-6 is the half, but man, what a comeback that was. Team Volted doing everything that's necessary to give themselves the best opportunity as they swap to the T side of Nuke.
Stringing 7 rounds together is a big deal there. But Strife giving themselves a little bit of momentum to head into the second half is also nice. And again, we talk about the rates here in which we see the likes of Strife win these CT side rounds, hovering around 55%. Very good. It's a much better half, obviously, on Nuke.
Of course.
And so with that being said, they should have themselves a much better chance at closing this one out on the CT side. Brett letting them all work in towards the ramp. He takes a couple of pop shots, but he's not too crazy committed instead, though. In the meantime, they've gotten down towards the A bomb site, expecting this to be a B side play. Oh my god, he's so very mobile. Look at how he's been able to move. Brett avoids them all, and he's able to strike down from above. What is that play from Brett? And it now leaves Momo last man standing. That is so incredible.
He doesn't miss a beat. He just keeps falling back until he has the advantage. And I guess that is, you know, in essence, what you want to do as a CT. If you don't have the advantage, just keep falling back till you do. And Team Bolted, they fall right into the trap. It's, I mean, in all honesty, it's an easy one to be baited into because it's just one guy until it's not. And not to mention the fact that the shots that were hit after he gets into position with team coming in were not easy either. So Strife now poised and ready for a good start here on half 2, as well as the fact that you can see Team Bolted, they haven't gone for the full force. Yes, a couple of Deagles. Yes, some P250s. No armor to back that up at all.
Gonna hope for a little bit of damage done here. Oh, you gotta be careful, Slight. You do not want to give up the game a little bit too much. Finally connecting some scout tags, though. And it's easy picking Sedane might do it. Oh, just not deep enough. Scouts continue to battle here. Jason wants this 1D. Slight, he wants a scout kill. Who's going to concede? It's not going to be Slight. Down goes Jason, and 3v5 here to try and close things out. Again, this is a little bit of an investment from Team Volted. I'm not sure whether that's going to leave them off in this next round. You'll still be able to buy an AK into this one if you are Learcy, if you are Jason. But it's certainly going to be lacking the utility department. You might have to choose for a Glio instead in the coming rounds.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes you can see these types of investment with the mindset you're going to get a plant, but I mean, it's hard to imagine that's what the thought process was. Is all we've seen from Team Volted is just 1v1s and going for cheeky one japs over there on Marshmallow. So really not a good plan in place for them. But like you said, they can buy, but it is indeed a bit limited. Usually the one with the large amounts of utility. Everyone else just a smoke here, a flash there. And Molotov in the back here for Momo.
And I believe that's just off the back that Irish had dropped him over a AK. He should drop him MAC-10, so it does leave Irish very lacking in what he can bring out. Look at that, though. It's now Momo picking up the MAC-10, tossing the AK over to Irish as he's been taken down to 1 HP. Or 8 HP, but 1 bullet will do him in. MP9 to hold off this ramp position. He's been spotted. Woo. Seems like he's certainly going to clear right underneath him if he commits to it, but no commitment being made just yet. This is being heard from Joel's at the very least. He's gathering more and more info. And it does kind of leave some presence over towards A. You can see they're somewhat ready for this.
That's a lot of gonna get found out. Learcy actually gets a double there on the re-entry. Look at the damage done. Lots of it. Joel's spamming down through the smoke. It's so much damage. Joel's with another through the smoke. Well, Brett finds one with the MP9, and Irish getting pushed out and taken out. This time it's by Slight, who had the scout ready to go. Kits for both. Should it even be necessary, but there's plenty of time regardless. It's tied 9-9, and once again, Team Volted, we're looking good, but it's so quickly that Strife have just beat down the lead they once had and found an equalizer.
Nicely done. Great recovery right there off of Learcy's fiery entries, man. He was so effective at cracking that site open. But still, it came at a cost of so much HP as well that it made it difficult to close. Another one of these fights Momo was looking to take. He's committed to it. Looking to have some presence from teammates around towards Mini, but Irish goes down early. Recovery attempted here from Saturn as he drives off the silo here. Now he has help. Smoke's coming through. And alleviate some of that pressure. Jason trying to catch him on a reload, but no, not quite.
Man, it's a great bait and switch moment there. It's 2 players left alive, both of them pushing in towards ramp. It's another good setup. How many places set up so perfectly? Well, Slight going down. Saturn's gone as well. Now, back on good timing here for the flank, but might be stamina to close this one out. No, it isn't, but Brett does find that timing. So it was a little more expensive than I think Strife initially wanted it to be, but they still pick it up and find the lead.
Yeah, you're doing economic damage here. It's a 5v2 brought into a 2v2. I mean, you'll take that as a small silver lining, but you need to find some rounds here soon. You need to get that T side rolling. And right there, you did get the bomb plant, so you're not going to be able to start the ball with a gun round. At least in this occasion. You might be able to get a half buy-in. There's not that same sort of utility that hints at a pop instead. Get out those smokes to try and go in towards out of yard. Spam rolling off from Stamina. There's a lot of spam rolling off here. Joel's is here to meet that aggression as well. As he tries to tap the heads away, but there's actually players closing in on him. He's got to be careful. Brett coming in for recovery, though. He's here to help. And that smoke certainly detains him. Oh my god, there's a cap in it.
That's a huge find from Brett. That just opens everything else, and everybody coming in from angles abounding. Team Volted. That's a big loss, but here's the buy. This is where they need to make their stand. Remember, Team Volted down by 1 map already in the series. And they lost on their pick, 16-14. So Strife can win this gun round. They're going to be in a really good position to continue to create a differential.
What is that? What an opening from Lucia once again, showing his entry prowess right there. Man, oh man. That was an incredible shot. It is equalized though, 4v4 as Goals was able to find a response. As you can see, what Lucy's done is crack open that ramp room pretty effectively. And like I had mentioned in that last half, once that ramp room is free for the taking of the T's, it does trigger some reactions. It triggers some responses attempted from CT side. You can see that Stamina is here to be on the B site over in control. That leaves less players towards the outer yard, less players towards A. And that's always something that Volted can utilize. Even if they don't commit to this B bomb site, they can try and spread that defense thin.
No doubt about it. This 4-on-4 continues. 50 seconds left to play. The official push here towards B coming through. Stamina is Jason double door. Nice little offense. Wow, what an anticipation. I don't know if Leadership heard him. I don't know what happened, but he finds the shots through the door, dispatches with them quickly, but it's Joel's and Slight. Find one back. Slight, another missed shot. Same for Jules and Jason with a double. Put Saturn in the 1 versus 2. Now the door is wide open, and they're anticipating the swing. Jason's the savior, as he's got all 3.
Yeah, so that premier duo that we had been talking about right there. It's Leadership to open and Jason to close with 3 kills. Full house between the two, and very strong showing right there from the duo, in which we kind of talked highly about. Kind of talked about how they needed to have themselves a series if they wanted to take a map off of it. And then honestly, it's been Woo, it's been Irish having a lot of impact in the previous map. Same with Momo. Of course, Jason and Leader stepping up to the plate as well, but it has been a full team effort. But and Nuke on an individual level, it certainly has been Jason and Leadership trying to pull them across the line.
Sure thing. Oh, that's a nice grenade. But still a good off angle. Regret. HE damage and the flash is even better. Probably an interesting decision to pull out the nade at that point, but Jason, in his attempt to get a forward position, runs straight into Slight. Though to trade back here on towards Sight, and he's got a double as well. Maybe tagged, but he's not out. 2 versus 2. It's quickly going back the other way, though, as Joel's has found everything but Momo.
Unbelievable. Momo, what he's been able to do in this round. He's showing some of his prowess with that second kill in the mini. That was so disgusting. He's on such low HP, though. The remaining CT players, they've gone and grouped up here. They're playing nice and tucked in together. Momo maybe looking to wrap in towards mini. It seems in secret at the moment. Sticks out a little wide there. Slight gonna find him. And back to winning ways here for Strife in the second half.
Well, and then another big round, and here's the bigger problem. Team Bolted, they won the big one, and then they lost the follow-up. And you and I know what that means. Sure, it's not old Counter-Strike. It's not a hard reset, but it is a soft one. And you can see the buy-in here is limited because of it. Good need, good damage, good frag as it Saturn. 1, 2, and 3 before Slight answers with 1 back. Irish does eventually find Saturn, but Stamina dispatches him fast as lightning. 13 to 10 here for Strife, as they're looking at what might be the last big gun round for Team Bolted. You have to win it.
Yeah, again, Strife inching closer and closer to that grand finals commitment. And I talked about how their goal would probably be to close out this tournament without losing a single map. I don't think that would be any surprise if we saw that result. Certainly would be impressive. Got a little bit of a tech pause going on here. Get your little coffee break, as you can see.
Certainly. And, you know, honestly, probably pretty well timed. You know, Team Bolted especially, you know, it's nice to take just a second and, you know, relax. It's got to be, you know, high pressure with your, you know, potential grand final on the line. Granted, you lose here, you're not out, but you never want to go into a, you know, even if you lose here, then you still make the grand final. It means you're playing at least 2 more maps, could be 3. And that's never ideal.
Yeah, again, I will talk about that lower bracket matchup a little bit here while we have this time, and it's back to 1-1. Actually, it was a bounce back from fourth quarter to take it into a third as this match is going on. So potential for a rematch for Team Bolted of the likes of fourth quarter, which that was a pretty handed victory. Meaning, if that's the case, imagine a world where you're going up against Strife once again. The only difference is they've got a map advantage on you and a best of 5. You don't want to get to that position, and now your chance to bounce back here with this rifle round right here and now.
Here we go. Momo There's a little bit of an opening there in the door, but Brett is really walked around here in secret. It's not something we've seen very often, and it's coming in at the perfect time. Everyone with a chance to get involved. It's literally every single 1v1 with just one immediately by Strife. And talk about domination. Team Vaulted had no chance in that one.
No kidding. I mean, and that's the first time we've seen Brett really utilize his position in secret as well. Totally blindsides Team Vaulted. Alongside that, Slight just holding the line with the AWP in heaven. So much presence was already on A. Perfect reactions, perfect reads, and right now, I think it's a B rush going on, the ramp rush rather, to be more accurate. Brett running out of ammo in the chamber, finds his kill, needs to dive out, he needs to get that reload off, naded, add shit damage, but they are hunting, Irish is able to deliver a trade there. Momo and Jason in the meantime, let goes down. Bomb plant would be nice, but Joe doesn't deny that even. Jamming through the door and still finds it. Not serious point here for Strife's entrance into the grand finals.
Indeed, and would be the confirmation, of course, of that map advantage as well. That's huge, especially in a BO5. So, Team Vaulted, surprising amount of money. I guess that's what, you know, a little loss bonus will give you. But who actually has an AWP and relatively good ability as well, so. Best opportunity that Team Vaulted have had in a while.
Might not mean much there. Nice trade though, back from Loop. So the ops go back and forth, picking off the poor riflers, as we so often see. Counter-Strike here. Momo was going to go down to Slight. I think Brett beat him to the punch there. And now that they know Brett is hanging around towards Secret, they take that information of him being the ramp player and are going to take that control. Not a bad reaction, but it still leaves him a man down. And even worse, what a flick. What a shot from Slight right there.
That is dirty work. 2v4. Team Vaulted. Last chance saloon here. Shots fired by Brett. Now it's all on Ilirsi. The man who's been said had to step up as the op. This is a shot. And he's pushed in all directions. Gonna hit one, no scope, looking for a follow-up, missing that one, and it's gonna be stamina. Victory for Strife here in the winners final.